For their part, Farm Dakota had reasons for their actions too. Some truly believed in the changes they were making. Others thought adopting new ways would keep them safe. Both traditional Dakota and Farm Dakota made decisions based on what they thought was best for their future. However, deep resentments developed that would last for years to come. Credit cut off and food withheld. Another source of tension was the fact that the U.S. government had not honored the terms of the treaties. Under the treaties of 1851 and 1858, the U.S. government was supposed to make regular payments of money, food, and supplies to the Dakota. As the Dakota were forced to live on smaller and smaller pieces of land, they became more dependent on these payments. Unfortunately, annuity payments often arrived later than expected. This was especially true in 1862, as gold coin was scarce due to the Civil War. I learned that. I wonder if the US-Dakota War was caused by. When annuities were late, the Dakota often turned to the traders for food and supplies. The Dakota's relationship with the traders was strained as well. Part of the problem was many traders were married into Dakota culture. This made them part of Dakota kinship practices. While many Dakota expected traders to act like relatives and sell food and goods whenever needed, many traders acted first as businessmen. In the summer of 1862, traders shut down the entire credit system. They refused to extend any more credit, so the Dakota could no longer buy the food and supplies they needed. The traders were worried that if the annuity money never arrived, the Dakota would be unable to pay off their debts. When a group of Dakota leaders from the lower agency asked the traders to reopen their stores, the traders refused. From that time, the Indians and the traders were unfriendly, recalled a Dakota named Good Star Woman, or Weechunk Piwashtewi. I learned that. I wonder if the US-Dakota War was caused by. Southwestern Minnesota, prior to the US-Dakota War. This is the Dakota Reservation in orange. This map shows communities on and near the Dakota Reservation. In 1858, Dakota leaders were forced to give up the northern half of their reservation by the US government. Like this, they had to give this part up. How did this change connect to the events described in this chapter? Frustration builds among the Dakota. By the middle of August 1862, the Dakota at the lower agency, especially the traditional Dakota, were hungry, frustrated, and angry. The annuity payments were late, and Agent Galbraith refused to give them their food from the agency storehouse until money arrived. Many Dakota were suffering from a lack of food. Living on the reservation meant the Dakota could no longer travel the plains, hunting for fresh meat. Their poor diet meant many Dakota, especially children, were unable to fight off sickness. The ongoing stalemate over annuities angered many Dakota. This added to Dakota frustration over the loss of land and government efforts to change their traditional ways. Some Dakota wanted to remain peaceful. Others, though, were ready to fight back. I learned that. I wonder if the US-Dakota War was caused by. Purpose question: what caused the US-Dakota War? The US-Dakota War was caused by, and I know that because. Who said that? Draw an arrow. Your choices are Big Eagle, the leader of a Dakota village, Stephen Riggs, an American missionary, Andrew Myrick, an American trader, and Thomas Galbraith, an Indian agent. The beliefs and habits of the Indian must be eradicated. Habits of industry and economy must be introduced in the place of idleness. The peaceful pursuit of home life must be substituted for the warpath, the chase, and the dance. And more than all, the hostility of the Indian opposed to this policy must be met on the threshold. Who do you think said it? Thomas Galbraith. So far as I am concerned, if they are hungry, let them eat grass. That one was Andrew Myrick. I was still of the belief that it was not best to go to war, but I thought I must go with my band and my nation. And I said to my men that I would lead them into war, and we would all act like brave Dakotas and do the best we could. Who said that one? Big Eagle. And it is true that the change of dress does not change their hearts, but in their estimation, it does change their relations to the Dakota religion and customs. It is quite a step for an Indian to take. It is related of the wife of one of these men at the Lower Sioux Agency that whenever she looked at the short hair of her husband, she cried. Stephen Riggs. Prediction for next time. What do you think happened in the US-Dakota War once it started? I think because